What's going on YouTube? It's the Nerd Talk crew back with another episode of Nerd Talk, or episode 142. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Um, I know we just took a week off, so I'm kind of confused on which number we are, but we're back with another awesome episode. We got obviously a great topic we've both been so waiting to talk about. Finally, the show finally came out, but we got a couple topics to talk about before we get to our main topic. What's going on, my boy Tyler? What up?
My man, you know how Wednesdays we have school, have my internship, then come here. I'm ready to get into this stuff. So I'm ready to get into because I think it's gonna get a little crazy, a little bit.
Let's get crazy then. Let's get
Just
crazy.
a little.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's go ahead and start off with the first topic, you guys. Of course, they just announced Shrek 5. Shrek 5, they released like a 30-second first look reveal of the cast. We already know who was going to be the three main actors, but they revealed someone new. And it's Zendaya. Like, Zendaya isn't in everything. She's got to be in the Shrek franchise. Which I'm not upset about. I like Zendaya. She's in one of my favorite movies of last year, so I can't be upset. But I have no issue with Zendaya. Just feel like she's in everything at this point. Next, they're going to announce that she's going to be in Spider-Man 4. Like, just ramp. She's going to be there. She just have to be there, which I don't think she needs to be there. I just don't think she needs to be there, but she probably will. Obviously, we got Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Mike Myers back as the three main leads. But that's not the controversy of this spot. The controversy of this spot is the redesign, the reiterations, the way these characters look now. Of what basically they changed the looks of the characters. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on it. I have no issues with the way the characters look. The first Shrek came out when, Tyler?
2001.
Right. Before you were born. Just think about that. Just think about that. We are in 2026 by the time this movie comes out. That's a long time, you guys. Animation has improved since then. At least I would like to say so. It has since that movie. Now, the first Shrek holds up to an extent. I think some of the animation is definitely dated. So the fact that they redesigned the characters, it was going to happen. Because I can give you another example. Watch the first Toy Story and then watch Toy Story 4. Some of those characters look redesigned because the animation is better, guys.
I mean, the only one that looked different to me was Bo Peep. Everyone else looked the same.
But I mean, not even just like the way. What I'm talking about is more as the animation. I get what people say. Oh, they don't look like the characters from the original movies. To me, it doesn't matter to me how they really look. They were going to monetize this movie anyway because of where we're at the point of time. Of course, like I said, they have Shrek's daughter in this, so she's going to be the Gen Z or Gen X, whatever, the newer generation. So it's going to be a lot of get ready for the TikTok jokes, the live streaming jokes, all those things are going to be in this movie. So just be ready for that. But I'm not upset by the way the characters look. I'm not upset with the cast. I'm just ready to see who else is going to be in this movie besides Zendaya, because they just announced those four. It's like, well, I feel like it's going to be more people in this movie. I think it's going to be more people that we're unexpectedly going to be in this movie, but we'll have to wait and see what they reveal later. But Tyler, what are your thoughts, buddy?
If this movie is like this teaser, I might actually blow my brains out. And I'm not even talking about the animation. I'm talking about it being very 2026. I do
very 2026.
I do not want this, bro. This is not Shrek to me. I understand Shrek is meta and wall breaking, but this is Deadpool level. Like, bro, what the fuck is this shit? I don't think this is gonna be like this. The movie. I don't think the movie's gonna be like this because I just don't. Prince, we'll put up your comment when we get to Daredevil. The animation, the I think the designs are fun. I don't like Fiona's look. I'm sorry. I think Fiona looks like shit. Fiona is the one that I do not like. And Zendaya's character, just as a character design, I don't like it. I think it's a mess. Shrek and Donkey, I think, look fine. My issue is, again, I don't think the animation is gonna look like this because it was a bullshit 30-second nothing teaser just revealing the cast. If the animation looks the way it looked in this trailer, then I will have a problem because I think it looks beyond the word cheap. It looks very cheap. And
Right.
DreamWorks has come a long way
I
to
agree.
kind of give themselves an identity for animation. You know, I can look at a movie like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and the bad guys. They don't have the same animation. Both are
No.
excellently animated, but they are not the
Right.
same animated movies. Look at How to Train
Right.
Your Dragon 3. How to Train Your Dragon 3 is one of the best visually animated movies I've ever seen in my life. Even Kung Fu Panda 4 had some very good animation in there. Um, this is like 25 steps backwards. I don't think this looks good at all. From an animation standpoint, I don't think it looks good at all. And that's the issue that I have. The redesign, whatever. It's whatever. But my issue that I have with this is just the animation. But again, I don't think that it's going to stay that way. So,
Right.
but that's really my 2 cents about it. I just don't like it. I didn't like the teaser as a whole. I didn't really like it. I found it very.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with that. I didn't like the teaser. I mean, my thoughts were mostly of the designs. Most people complained about that. I mean, I think that's the least of our worries is their designs. It is the TV spot or the 30-second reveal. It's not a very good reveal at all.
It looks very Illumination-y, which is going to be weird that this is a Universal directed Shrek movie.
Right.
I think this is the first one that is Universal directed, unless the fourth one was. I don't remember. DreamWorks, you know what I was thinking about the other day? DreamWorks has the weirdest fucking rights thing.
Yeah, DreamWorks. DreamWorks Animation was always like its own studio.
But it's just so weird because, like, you look at How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is the perfect example. I think each movie is from a different studio. That's not like other than DreamWorks. So, like, the first one I think is just DreamWorks on its own. Then the second one is 20th Century Fox, and then the third one is Universal. it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my Shrek collection, but this was an old collection. It's got 20th Century Fox as a label on here, so that's why it's weird. The way you're right, it's weird the way they distribute these movies because to me I always seen it under DreamWorks as its own studio.
Yeah.
DreamWorks was always partnered with someone like Paramount. It was always Paramount at the time when they were releasing movies, at least, because it was a Steven Spielberg thing. Steven Spielberg helped DreamWorks actually be a company. So that's why most of his movies are under DreamWorks.
Yeah.
If you watch his earlier movies, most of them are under DreamWorks.
That has no relation to Shrek. That's just something funny that I always think about.
For sure.
But yeah, we can move far away from this. I don't care about this.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and move on to the next news. And I'm gonna let you take away this one because you seem more excited about the DC news than me. So go ahead and take this one, bro.
Well, so I guess DC had like a little press thingy over the weekend or something. So I'm just gonna list off kind of what they had going on. I'm gonna get the smaller announcements out of the way, and then there's like one big one that I kind of want to talk about. So this one we already kind of knew, but James Gunn confirms he is working on a Teen Titans movie, and the writer for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow will be writing the script. So help me if they fumble this. I am an avid lover of Teen Titans. It is something that I love. I love the concept, and I've loved pretty much every single iteration of it that I've seen minus Teen Titans Go, which I just think is fucking cringe.
Do you like the Titans show?
Yeah, but well, to a point. I thought season 3 was terrible, but I actually did not mind the first season, and I kind of loved the second season, minus the finale, which I thought was kind of awful. I really hope they don't fuck this up. I really don't. I think we're due for a live action Teen Titans movie. You know,
I agree.
truthfully, even if this was animated, I would have been fine with that. I just think we are due for a theatrical Teen Titans movie.
Yeah,
That's
I,
not fucking Teen Titans Go.
I think they need to, and it's funny to say because James Gunn is doing it. They need to take a Guardians of the Galaxy approach with this.
No, I don't want that. I'm tired of
Well,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
which I mean, not in like, I mean, a sense of
I know what you mean.
the character development, not the silliness. I guess the way the characters are introduced,
No,
because most of these
I'm
characters,
tired of that formula, bro. I'm tired of the whole thing of, oh, we got a group of people, they don't like each other, but they each bond through their tragedies or some shit, and then they come together and they fight. No, I'm tired of that formula. We just got it with Creature Commandos, bro. They need to do something. Well, you will eventually. They need to get away from that. They need to do something different.
Oh,
so
that's James Gunn as well. That's his specialty.
Well, if James Gunn's gonna run a fucking company, we can't have every movie having the same formula. So they need to figure that out. You know, but what are your thoughts on this? Because I'm very excited for this.
I mean, I'm excited for it, man. I mean, I think I agree with everything you said. I think it's Teen Titans is due. They've been due, and I know they gave them their little live action show, you know, stuff like that. And of course, we got Teen Titans Go, which is feel like it's been on for forever. And of course, they have other iterations of Teen Titans in animated form. But I mean, I love the iterations of the Teen Titans in the New 52 movies, the one that leads up to Apocalypse War.
Judas Contract is dope.
If you give me that angle of Teen Titans, where like you have an older Robin and you bring in a younger Robin, like I just think that's so fire.
I think they might do.
I just think that'd be so dope.
Because I think they're going to introduce all the Robins in this Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, there's so many different directions you could take. You can go dark. Like I said, you can go silly. You can go dark if you want to. Obviously, with one character in particular, because she has such
Trigon. I don't want to see Trigon right now
because she has such a dark background. But I mean, like I said, I'm all for it.
Also, I'm calling you right now. Jenna Ortega is going to be Raven. I'm calling it right now.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir. I'll take it. Yes.
Calling that right now. So let me. The next thing that I wanted to show off was that in relation to Teen Titans, they announced that they're doing a animated Starfire show. But this is kind of like the Harley Quinn show to where it's its own thing. I kind of don't love that. I thought when it was first announced, I was like, well, that's cool. That I liked the idea of like, oh yeah, they're going to do a little show for Starfire to show off her origins, and then we'll get to know her more before the Teen Titans show. Then they're like, oh no, it's just its own thing. So I was like, so what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
I don't like
it's another thing just so they can have another show or another thing on.
Yeah, but this is my thing. They're already starting the bullshit that the MCU is starting. If it does not matter, why are we getting it? Why? You want to establish this universe. Why are we getting something that does not tie in? I don't the Clayface movie, I'm okay with that. That's something totally different, and I think Mike Flanagan's still doing it. You can't tell me Mike Flanagan's doing a fucking Clayface movie that's going to be horror and tell me not to want that. I'm sorry. But this is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And you're already kind of off to a bad start because I guarantee you half the fan base didn't even fucking watch Creature Commandos. Real shit. It got good reviews, sure, but I guarantee you half those people did not even watch this.
No. And
now we're implementing shows that don't matter.
Yeah,
like
I'm not really. When I heard this, I'm not really excited for this.
When they already announced like they're doing like so, My Adventures with Superman is another thing. They're doing a Green Lantern version of that. That's different. Fine, do what you want with that. But they're labeling this under DC Studios, but they're like, no, it's totally different. It's like, what are we do? What are we doing here, bro? This is exactly what Marvel was doing in 2021, and we need to get the fuck away from it. We don't need unnecessary
projects,
because that's how you drive people away.
Too much.
We don't need that.
Quantity over quality.
You should have just made it canon. I think a 6-episode, 30-minute time limit each episode, little thing showing her origin. I think that could have been dope.
Yeah,
and then it leads right into the Teen Titans thing. That could have been dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a fucking waste. I think that's a waste.
Yeah. I wasn't excited about that when I read that.
The one last thing before I talk about the big thing, we got our first look at Lanterns. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe the first look of the Green Lantern show is them not in the suit." I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's them walking down the street.
But
it's cool. It's cool.
But if you notice, I don't know if it's gonna zoom in. Oh, fuck!
It's not gonna zoom in.
No! Oh my gosh! No, it's not gonna zoom in. But Hal Jordan has his ring on. He has his ring on. His ring on. Right. Which is cool. I noticed somebody posted. I was like, "Hey, I thought it was Photoshop," but no, he has the ring on. I don't mind this. I don't mind this being the first look. I think, truthfully, I know he's just wearing regular clothes. Aaron Pierre looks like Jon Stewart, bro. Like
he does, though. Like
he looks fucking awesome.
That's a specimen of a man. I'm sorry to say, like someone made him in a factory. Like if you look at his face, it's like he doesn't.
He seems like bro.
Yes,
he has the Jon Stewart eyes.
He's an android. That's he just looks like someone made him in the lab, bro. I'm sorry.
He has the Jon Stewart comic book eyes, and it's kind of crazy.
For sure.
But yeah, I didn't mind this. I was like, okay, we got our first look. Well, I'm sure we're gonna see something eventually. I'm just glad this fucking thing is finally happening because if you guys don't remember, Green Lantern being a show, this was originally a thing when the DCEU was first announced in 2013.
Right. Yeah, that's insane. It's crazy.
So now we're finally 12 years later getting started on the Green Lantern show. Just think about that, bro. Just think about that.
That's crazy, dude.
Just think about that, bro. Patience is key, ladies and gentlemen.
DC, man. 12 years, though? Goodness gracious.
Patience is key. Man. And then the last thing before we move on to Daredevil, they basically announced their roadmap per year. So if you guys can't really see it, I'll read it out to you. So it says DC has a goal to release 7 projects a year: 2 live-action movies, 1 animated film, 2 live-action shows, and 2 animated series. This is the plan for 6 years.
I had an issue with that.
No, do tell, because I do also.
Why? I mean, that's my biggest question. Why? Why so much? Because that's we said it earlier.
Yeah.
At this point, I have to watch all this, and then you're gonna tell me certain things don't matter. Then what's the point? Yeah. Like, what's the point of releasing all this stuff? It goes back to quality over quantity.
I will say, I agree with everything you're saying. I will say that if I'm going to assume, let's say 7 projects. I'm going to assume 3 of these 7 projects are going to be the DCU stuff.
Right.
And 4 is going to be Elseworlds. Yeah. I'm okay with that, but I guess it just depends on what it is. If it's this stupid Starfire shit, then no, I don't want that. But
I mean,
if it's like the Batman or something related, then I'm okay with that. But if it's gonna be a thing to where, like, let's say the 7 projects, 5 of them are DCU. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. And then you have the MCU too.
Right.
In the same thing. I forgot what the number was for like 2026, where we're getting like the DCU and the MCU like officially interlocking. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, it's almost, if they talking about doing 7, I think MCU has like 5. So you're talking about almost like 15 projects altogether. That's not even including
I think that's a little ridiculous. Looking at this, 2 live action movies, that's fine. We don't need animated movies. We don't.
And unless you're doing straight to video,
which they're not going to do. And then 2 live action shows?
Yeah. That's like something obviously like Penguin or
and then 2 animated shows. I'm assuming the animated stuff is going to be okay.
Like
one might
Starfire.
be one might be that, and then the other Creature Commandos.
Right.
So, but like
or
we
maybe
don't
another
need,
Harley Quinn or something like that.
Yeah, but we don't need another animated movie like theatrical. I think that's a little bit much.
No. I doubt the animated is going to be theatrical. I doubt that.
Well, I don't know, because Creature Commandos is canon.
Yeah, but that came on HBO Max. Unless they release it on HBO Max, they can use HBO Max as that tool for the animated movie.
But I'm saying like they could put out an animated movie in the DCU and have it be canon and just say, hey, these guys are going to come back in live action. They can do that. James Gunn did that, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. I'm just they just look at 2021 with the MCU. That's all y'all need to do, bro. Just look at 2021. I don't give a shit. Oh, but it was COVID. I don't give a shit. Just look at it, and that is the prime example of what not to do. They need to just. I hope they know what they're doing. That's all I'm gonna say, because they could fry everyone's brains with this nonsense before we get to year 2.
Right.
So I hope they know what they're doing. But the one positive, they have a plan.
Right.
They have a plan.
When they did the DCEU, we thought they had a plan, and then we see what they were trying to do, and it fumbled in their face. Now, we know James Gunn has been a part of that MCU train, so he kind of, if he did work with Kevin Feige and he knows the roadmap and he's had conversations with him about how do we do this correctly and what roadmaps do I need to actually set this up, this, then okay. Because that's my positive, is that James Gunn is coming from a machine that worked. He was there, I will say technically from the beginning, because the Guardians came out with phase 2. So he was kind of there when the ball was rolling. So, I mean, we can look at that and be like, okay, yeah, they know what they're doing. I mean, like I said, my only thought is why so many projects within a year. I don't think we need all that. Yeah, even with the we don't need live action shows and anime shows at the same time. We don't need that, bro. We don't. That's too much to keep up at this point.
And
plus Disney Plus, come on.
Yeah, somebody's gonna argue like, oh, what if it's Elseworlds?
Then I'm not watching it when it comes out. That will be put on the back burner.
But again, it depends on what it is, though, because the Batman is Elseworlds.
Right? Yeah, it's not, because they said it's not connected.
Like I said, it depends on what it is. If it's something like a Starfire show that doesn't fucking matter and it doesn't look good, I'm probably not gonna bother.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. I'm still very excited for this upcoming run for DC. You know, Superman looks very good. I'm very excited for the Supergirl movie. Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker's this year, right? Peacemaker season 2.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to that. I gotta rewatch the first season.
It's so funny. I forgot I even had it on Blu-ray. I own the first season. I totally forgot. I looked. I'm like, oh shit, I do own Peacemaker.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel like Peacemaker kind of it goes under the radar for a lot of stuff. It's like, yeah, the DCEU's final stretch was kind of dog shit, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, so that's our thoughts on the major DC news. Let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and move on to our main topic of the day, and of course, we are here to talk about Daredevil Born Again. Obviously, we got to give you guys some background of the show. If you guys do not know, when this show was revealed, it was going in a different direction than what the show it is now. They were going to do a totally different type of story. They literally derailed the show and said, no, scrap everything, reshoot, start over. because they didn't want they at least what I heard that the direction of the show was going to be like She-Hulk. It was going to be like that. It wasn't going to be the tone that we expect
brother.
from the Netflix series. So certain people came in, scrapped that, rewrote the show, and they finally confirmed that it's connected to the Netflix series, which all of us was confused about. Like, is it connected? Is this a season 4? Is this like a off Elseworld thing or something like that? No, they have confirmed this is connected to the Netflix. Obviously, within this show, they reference certain thing from the Netflix series. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and get into my initial thoughts. Now let Tyler take over because he just now finished watching the Netflix stuff, getting prepared for this. Right off the bat, I love these 2 episodes. Well, I really, really like these episodes. I didn't like love it. There's obviously certain minute things which we'll talk about in spoilers. But I really, really liked the show. I really liked the first 2 episodes. I love the direction they're going with certain characters. Charlie Cox, man, let's give him his credit, man. He's Daredevil, bro. He's Daredevil. He's Matt Murdock. He is that character. Like, he is Daredevil. Like, perfect casting, hands down. Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. Come on, guys. Like, let's give him his flowers. He's amazing. He is. He really is. I was on the Cinema Heroes podcast. We was talking about the top 10 villains. If I'm not mistaken, I did. I don't know if I did throw him on my list, but I mean, he's incredible as Kingpin. He freaking knows it. I love the direction they're going with the characters. I love the drama. I love certain storylines that they're going to be diving into within the show. And just, man, I really, really, really like these episodes for sure. Now take it away, Tyler.
So I'll give my thoughts on all the Netflix stuff.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. That's why I was like, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go because you just now started watching it, which we wanted you to watch it.
So Daredevil was a show that I feel like throughout my youth I tried watching it several times and I couldn't get into it. I remember when it first came out, I tried watching it and I was like, I don't really like this. I tried watching it a couple more times during high school and I was like, it's not really for me. And I started last year. I started watching Daredevil, and the first season to me is as about near perfect as you can get. My only minute issues would probably be pacing. That's really it. And a very minute, his suit looks very goofy in the finale.
The black suit, which is comic.
No, not the black suit.
The Daredevil suit at the end. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
But they fix it, so it's whatever.
It's the cow. The cow looks weird, bro.
So I'll go in order the seasons, I guess, because I watched all the Defender stuff from the first seasons of those respective shows, and then all 3 seasons of Daredevil. So Jessica Jones season 1, I fucking love. I thought that was an excellent season of TV. I'm so excited to get to her show when I finish The Punisher. Luke Cage was very mixed for me. There were things that I actually really liked about it, but there were things I did not like. Luke Cage as a main character, I just did not like at all. But I didn't really like him in Jessica Jones either. I liked him in Defenders though. So it is what it is. Rosario Dawson across all those shows was great. I love seeing her. Iron Fist was fucking dog shit. Straight up. It's dog shit. It was the most boring superhero anything I think I've ever watched in my life. It took me, I think, legitimately like a month to watch that one 13-episode season. It sucked the life out of me every time I watched it. It was so miserably boring. It would be to the point where I was doing homework while watching it, and I was more interested in the fucking homework I was doing than watching this show. This show sucks. I went into Defenders with low expectations because a lot of people don't really like it, and I actually ended up really enjoying Defenders a lot. The villains are garbage, but the team aspect of them is great. I think they work off of each other very well, and I enjoyed seeing the side characters coming in and all interacting with one another. I thought they did that very good. Other than the villain aspect of the show, I thought it was a very well done show. You know, I wish we had gotten more of them teaming up, which I do think we will get eventually.
For sure.
Oh shit, I didn't talk about Daredevil season 2. Daredevil season 2 is very good. The Punisher and Kingpin stuff was god tier. It still might be some of my favorite stuff of that show. Like even above season 3. Like the Punisher stuff in season 2 was just like top tier.
John Berthol's perfect casting.
Excellent. It was very good. Elektra sucks. That was all bad. Daredevil season 3, I thought was different. It felt very different. When it started, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. It wasn't bad. It was just different. And you're probably going to hear me say that in like 2 minutes. But I thought this was very good. It did remind me very much of season 1. I do think I still prefer season 1 only because I don't think season 1 was as slow as season 3 at points. Because season 3 it starts off very slow, and I was like, season 1 to me it flowed. Like I plowed through that show very quick, the season very quickly. Season 3, I plowed through it quickly, but it didn't feel as quick. But when it got to the point of me just rating every episode 5 out of 5, I was like, this is awesome. This is very good. Born Again. Now, I was very excited for this. I thought the trailer was even before catching up. I was like, this looks exactly what it should be. I will say these episodes were not bad. I think episode 2 was more of what I was looking for. Episode 1, the more I've slept on it and the more I've thought about it, the more issues I have with it. I had wanted to watch them again, but the thing is, episode 1 is an hour long. Like, it's flat. And I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to sit through that whole thing again. I did watch one aspect of it again, and I'll talk about that. But I thought both episodes were good. I thought, like I said, episode 2, I think, did a much better job at establishing the show than episode 1 did. I think most of what it needed to get right so far, it's gotten right. The acting is very good. The character work so far, for the most part, is very good. The storytelling is pretty good. I think episode 2 did a really good job of shuffling pieces where they needed to be. And when it ended, I was like, okay, I like that this person is here, this person is here, this person is here. I liked that. And it reminded me of the original show, because that's what the original show did. The original show did a lot of shuffling around, you know.
I was about to say that. It made me feel like the original show.
I think my biggest issue is technical stuff, which we'll talk about. But and
that's why I said I really, really like it. I'm saying I can't really say I love it because I had issues with some of those things.
When watching the trailer, I thought certain changes they made to the technical aspects were going to be fine. I was like, no, that works. Watching it in motion, I said, I don't know if this works.
It's all the Daredevil swinging stuff.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Moving away from the obvious thing we're going to talk about. I'm just like, the aspect ratio is throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, the fact that it's 2:3:5 ratio. Not
but the other thing, it's just the way it's shot in general.
It's shot more it's shot more cinematic than the Netflix series.
But
for sure.
You know, and again, watching the trailer, I didn't mind that. But watching the show, I was like, I think I want the other way back. Which is funny.
The Netflix way.
Yeah, which is funny because I told AJ, I was like, no, based off the trailer, I prefer it this way. Right. So now I'm sitting here like, no, I gotta eat crow. I think I prefer the other way. But anywho, I think the show's off to a very good start. I think everyone's biggest fear is, is it gonna suck? No, it doesn't suck. No. I think it had at its core, it knows what it has to do.
Yes.
And it's mostly doing it. Other than one thing, which we'll talk about.
Yes.
I think we're okay. And from what I've heard, my biggest issue kind of goes away. And I think it's going to get better. the show quality. I've heard it's going to get better. So I'm not my issues. I'm not gonna really jump on them that much, other than one. Um, since we're not even an hour in, I think for both episodes we should go
beat by beat,
heavy, hardcore.
Yep. Let's
We
go.
we made this stream dedicated to this for a reason.
Yes.
So episode 1 starts. We just see Foggy, Karen, Matt walking around. They're hanging out at a bar.
At Josie's.
And yeah, and this scene kind of let me know what this show was mostly going to be like, but it doesn't stay this way. But when this scene was happening, I said, "Yeah, we're in the MCU," because it's very jokey.
Yeah,
not cringy, but it's very
No.
jokey. Like
No, for
Matt,
sure.
Matt is listening in on a conversation Foggy's having with a girl, and him and Karen are reacting off of that.
Right. Which
And
which
it's
which
funny.
would be something they would actually do in the original series.
They would, but it felt like it kept going, and I was
sure.
like, I mean, it's funny, but I was like, this is different, but okay. And in this bar, it's like all cops and lawyers and stuff, which I didn't pick up on the first time I was
They're
watching.
celebrating someone retiring.
And so they pan outside, and we see like a fly land on like a wall or something, and then it gets hit with a paperclip. So immediately, bullseye.
Yep. I say, I know what that is.
And
Well, Foggy gets a call from someone he's stashing saying, "Oh, someone's coming. Someone's here."
yeah, and we see Bullseye. I don't know if he has the comic accurate suit. They're showing elements of it, but he doesn't have the bullseye on his head.
That was my question. He has certain symbols in different areas, but not on his head. Which, he has a ski mask on, but I thought when he put the ski mask on, I thought it was gonna have the bullseye symbol, but it didn't. I was kind of upset.
Which I guess the Marvel, both Disney and Netflix, are like, we can give them their costumes, but we can't put logos on the costume.
Right, because there's no Daredevil logo. Yes. There's no DD. I was like, where's the DD at?
I feel like we'll see it eventually. But if it's never bothered me, to be honest. It's just funny to me that he's got it on his gloves, but he doesn't have it. I'm like, just fucking put it on his head.
Yeah.
We see Bullseye. So this is them clearly showing this is right after season 3. And I thought, I have issues with some of this, but I do like how it bridges season 3 and season 4. It's like, no, this is a season 4.
Yeah,
because despite people saying, "Oh, it's a reboot," no, it's a season 4. It's continuing right off of season 3.
Because my main question with this whole situation is that if we're judging off time wise, right?
No.
If I'm not mistaken,
I saw Jeremy Johns talk about this.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, when season 3 ends, I'm gonna say that it takes place when it came out, and that was what 2018.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
that's before the snap.
Yeah.
Because this is my issue, is that. When does this exactly take place?
It does look like there's a lot of time too.
Right. So do we know if these certain characters got snapped? My guess, yes, they got snapped. That's my guess. They did get snapped.
Because they look like they're in the same places.
Right.
From season 3. Both our main good people and then Dex.
Right.
Bro, just think about how evil you gotta be. You get snapped for 5 years, you come back, and your fucking main first objective is kill Daredevil's best friend.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Appreciate life a little bit, please.
Yeah. Because obviously this all has to take place in present day. So if we haven't gotten to that yet, but obviously let's go ahead and prolong. But that was my issue with the whole shit, because I'm trying to figure out if this takes place after season 3. What time though? Because we get a time jump, but it's only a small time jump. I thought it was going to be larger than what we got, but
I'm going to assume probably around the time Hawkeye, this part anyway, it takes place around the time Hawkeye is happening, so we see Bullseye. He's aiming at something, and Foggy tells Matt, like, "Oh yeah, I'm stashing this dude." And he goes, "Why didn't you tell me?" He goes, "Oh, I didn't want you to give me a reason or give you a reason
to
which
basically be Daredevil."
I loved. I love that he said, I don't want to give you a reason. I knew what was coming. And I said, okay, here we go. Oh, ew. Okay.
Go ahead, say it, bro. Say it.
No, I'm going to save it for what's happening next. All I'm going to say, they showed him swinging. The moment and the music was amazing.
Yes. I was so hyped.
Had it not looked fucking atrocious, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it feels like we're watching a CW show when it comes to some of the special effects or visual effects when it comes to him doing what he's doing. Obviously, we'll talk about the next scene afterwards.
We didn't talk about this. So Matt, they're in the bar and they're showing him use his senses, and the aspect ratio expanded.
And I'm like, okay, so when we hear him, they don't do this ever again,
which was bizarre.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they never do this again, because I was like, oh, so we gonna get an IMAX ratio when he's using his hearing. I'm like, okay, I'm actually kind of digging that. I like that.
I think the reason they didn't is because he does it like 25 times between episode 1 and 2. They're not gonna fucking. What am I watching last night?
It'll be the last night all of a sudden. We ain't doing that, bro. We're not doing that.
But see, what would have been better is if it was full screen and when he listens,
it's weird because the aspect ratio was changing again when he looks, and it was closing in on what he was listening to.
Yeah.
So
I hope they utilize that, because that was actually kind of neat how they did that. So Matt gets on the roof. And he hears Daredevil Bullseye loading the barrel to shoot at somebody, and he goes back, and Bullseye kills Foggy, which
we all saw coming.
Yeah, me and AJ were just talking about it. It didn't help that people came out of the fucking premiere and they're like, something traumatic happens in the beginning.
Yeah.
Said, gee, I wonder what it is.
Yeah, but we all kind of knew, if you watched the trailer, there's only one shot. There's only one shot we see of Foggy. And there's only a couple of shots we see of Karen, which I don't know if she's coming back or is this the only episode she's going to be in. But
she's going to be in season 2. They confirmed she's going to be season 2.
Okay. But I mean, we can tell that this was going to happen. I mean,
so for those who don't know, the original show, like the original version of this, there were rumors that apparently they had killed.
They were already dead.
Yeah, they died during the blip.
They died off screen. Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like this was kind of undoing that, but kind of not, because they were like, I see the vision that they wanted both of them dead to give Matt an arc, which on paper makes sense.
But then you got an Alien 3 situation.
Yes, I know. I'm fully aware. I know. That's why
this works better.
That's why I'm saying, like, I understand where they're coming from to give Matt an arc, which I'm fine with. But at the same time, you're killing off 2 people that people love.
Right.
So I guess it's kind of a compromise of, well, we kill one, we save the other one. To which, me personally, we'll talk about it later, I think Karen should have died over Foggy.
I mean, I think both of them should have died.
No, I don't think both of them should have died, because then we'd really be fucking hopeless with these 2 twerps that he's stuck with now. So he shoots Foggy. I thought this was very well done.
I thought Karen was about to bite the dust, though. I thought she was about to bite the dust.
I thought it was very cool how chaotic it was, and how he shows up, hello, Karen, and throws the smoke. That was cool. That was cool. Then we get inside the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this. The concept of this fight was fucking raw. When I saw what they were doing,
they were trying to attempt the one shot.
Yes. I was like, okay, this is cool. I like what they're doing. I had to watch it twice to make sure I wasn't bugging out my fucking mind. Seriously, I finished the episode and I went back and I watched this again, because I was like, were my eyes bugging, or did I just witness that?
You did. Visually, it wasn't very satisfying. On top of that, I think using smoke in this sequence was the worst idea ever.
I could not tell what the fuck was going
on. I mean, I know Daredevil was doing triple kick flips and he was throwing things, but we can barely see.
I didn't even know until I went on Twitter and saw GIFs that Bullseye was like killing people in the background.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
because I could not
noticed
see
that.
what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, he was literally like throwing stuff and it was ricocheting off things. He was hitting people in the heads and stuff like that.
I have never gone from like being excited for action because I was hyped. I was like, okay, let's go. To what the fuck is
this all felt like it was on the soundstage. This all felt like it was filmed on the soundstage.
You can throw me all the excuses you want. Oh, they had to reshoot the episode because they had to change everything. Bro, you have 3 whole seasons of television. And fine, looking past the Netflix show. Let's not compare it to the Netflix show. Let's look at Hawkeye and Echo. 2 shows that I have issues with Hawkeye. The action in that show is very good. And it's pretty much all practical.
Yeah.
The action in Echo is fucking awesome. The hand-to-hand. Just look at the roller rink fight.
Yeah.
One of the most underrated fights of Phase 5. You could have done this practically. You did not have to CGI all this shit just to be like, hey, we're doing a one take. This looked fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
This looked awful. Like genuinely fucking awful. It looked like there were no human beings in sight.
Yeah, there wasn't. There wasn't. I best believe there was not a human being. Most of that felt like it was CGI.
Legitimate. It looked like PS3. It looked fucking terrible. Like genuinely fucking terrible. I'm watching. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? It killed the entire vibe of the first like 10 minutes of this episode. Because I was locked in. I was like, okay.
And meanwhile, we got Foggy outside of the bar bleeding out while Karen is trying to hold the wound at the same time.
Which I liked that. That stuff was fine. I liked that. I like how like we can kind of hear like he's listening in on his heartbeat and all that.
Yeah,
I like that. That was cool.
He's trying to make sure he's still alive as he's fighting.
There were 2 parts of this fight that I liked. I liked when the door shut and you see the shadows of them fighting. Yeah, that was cool.
That was dope.
And when they're in that staircase,
the stairwell. I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted.
You know why? Because they look like 1, I can fucking see what's happening, and 2, they look like human beings actually fighting.
They look like they're actually there. Yeah.
But immediately, Daredevil, Bullseye gets off through the door or whatever, and it goes back to the shitty CGI.
Yeah, on the roof.
He swings off to the roof or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're fighting, and it looks so bad. It looks so bad.
It doesn't look like they're in a location. Like I said, it looks like they're on a soundstage by the way they're fighting. So it doesn't look like they're at exactly a location. To me, what made this work, obviously, the whole thing was reason what this scene is here for, is that when Foggy dies, Matt breaks down and he just yells at him like, why? And Dex just smiles. And I'm trying to remember what he says to him. I feel like he did say something to him.
Yeah, I think he did. I don't remember.
But I don't remember what it was. That's why I'm going to rewatch these episodes again because I'm sorry because I was trying to watch it with my wife and then she falls asleep. But the fact that he just smiles at it and once he dies, he literally just throws him off the roof.
Yeah.
Like he says F it and just
with the intent of killing him too. He didn't know that was not going to kill him.
Right.
Which I like. I like that, and I like somebody pointed out that when he hits the ground, Karen kind of freaks out and somebody was like,
Matt.
she thinks it was
Matt.
Which
like
I thought
the fact
that
cool. She's sitting there laying with Foggy's body and thinking that his body landed behind her. Yeah. That's why she was freaking out. I was like, oh my God. Cause I had to think about it. Cause I thought it was, she knew that Matt wouldn't lose and he finally killed someone because remember his whole thing was not him killing. But looking back, I'm like, oh, that makes it so much better that she thought that Matt was dead as well. That she lost both her best friends.
Yeah, so that was again, there were elements to this that I thought were like perfect, but it's just it looked so bad and it took me out of it. I was like, what the fuck happened? Like
it was you definitely could feel a lot of stuff was reshot for sure.
And it bummed me out. That was the first official fight between them where they're both in costume, like personas.
Right.
And it looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like,
we didn't show your thing, but yeah, Foggy, yes, it's so funny because like I said, when it happens, like I said, we all knew it was coming. I just didn't know it was gonna be 10 minutes within the show. Like it was like literally what 5 minutes we're in the show and boom,
which,
he's gone.
again, I'm okay with them doing that. I'm okay with the
For
show
sure.
starting off like
For
that.
sure.
And
But
I love the transition from
yeah,
the mask falling and it goes into the intro.
yes, yeah.
I thought that
Yo,
was cool.
let's go ahead and talk about it. What you think of the intro?
I like it. I thought it was going to be the original because they
I
came out
thought
and
so
said it was
too.
gonna be
The
there. But I
original. I
mean, it
thought so
is.
too. It
You
is to an
know,
extent, but it's to me, it's like, okay, that's the old intro. This is the reborn intro because you get glimpses of the music, which I just wanted to hear the music. Like I love the
we're
Daredevil.
gonna hear. I think we're gonna hear it by the end of the season.
We hear it. It's in a different tone. It's in a different way because, like I said, when there's a part where like you see the buildings breaking and like the church breaks, and that's when you hear the actual theme. Like, oh, that sounds so good, at least to me. But I like the intro. I don't know. I don't know whether or not I'll skip it because when I watch Daredevil, I don't ever skip the intro just 'cause I love
I'm not gonna skip. I like it. I like that. It's like it's brooding and it sets the tone. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though that was between the two episodes, that was my biggest issue. Was just how fucking CGI it was coming off of season 3, all 3 seasons of Daredevil, and then even just recently Echo, which I thought had amazing fights. But we flash forward 1 year, and he's at this new law firm,
Right.
and he goes to
he has a new place.
Yeah,
it's a whole new place and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, he upgraded for sure.
He goes to
had to get a whole new life after that.
He goes to Bullseye's trial.
I love this.
And I thought this was very good. He gives a testimony, and in a nutshell, he basically says, you know what, no matter the result, it's not going to matter because I'm not going to see my friend after this.
Right.
And Karen walks in, and he notices her heartbeat, and I like that.
He noticed her heels. He noticed her walking too.
Bullseye gets sentenced to life, no parole. Duh.
And he smiles.
Yeah. Which he's probably going to get out.
He's got to get out for sure.
I do like that they've kind of set the stage. I don't know how this is, if this is true in the comics, but in this show, to me, Bullseye is Daredevil's Joker. To me,
to an extent. I mean,
extent, but like
really, is Kingpin. I mean, that's his biggest nemesis.
The reason I say it's Bullseye is just the scene, where he grabs him. He's like, "Why did you do it?" And he just laughs in his face.
Yeah, I can see
that. To me, I was like,
he's
kind of his joke, and especially if he breaks out and he goes after him again, when realistically he has no reason to at this point,
right?
Other than just I want to ruin your life,
right?
Which I hope happens. I think that could be neat. But him and Karen have a conversation of like they've been separated. I thought this was very well done.
She's been in San Francisco.
It felt very genuine, and I liked that. Trying to think about what happens in that. I think he goes back to the law firm after this.
He does go back to the law firm after this. Cause like I said, when he walked up, it says Murdoch and someone else. I'm like, oh, he started a new law firm. And it was with the woman that Foggy was having a conversation with at the bar. And so flashback for when he's on the roof, someone actually sees him taking the mask off, which is another character that is heavily involved in the story now, which his name is Cherry. He was the one that was retiring. That's why they were at the bar. And basically they are the new Karen and Foggy. That's basically what they at least try to do. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, so basically they replaced Karen and Foggy with these two new characters. That's basically what they did.
I like Cherry. I think he's pretty cool. He reminds me of Ben Urich.
Yes.
I mean, not Ben Urich. I mean, he does a little bit, but I mean,
you can say Ben Urich.
I was gonna say Karen's boss from her old job.
Oh, right. That worked at the Bulletin.
Yeah, that's what he was reminding me of. But I like him, especially in episode 2. He gets something to do in episode 2, and I like that a lot. Karen 2.0, I don't like her at all. I find her kind of corny.
Yeah, I think I need to watch a couple more episodes if she's heavily involved or she's just going to be like a random character that shows up every time he goes to the firm. I don't know if she's going to be heavily involved.
She needs something depressing to happen to her. I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe.
unless she
I don't
gets
know.
kidnapped and Daredevil might have to save her. That's the only way I can see her being heavily
I don't
involved.
know. I just need her to have that oomph because Cherry to me has that, that oomph to
Yeah.
him.
Well, it
You
helps
know?
that in the show he's a cop that's been through a lot.
Yeah,
So
I
um,
like him. Um, Kingpin, Miss
yes.
Kingpin. So he's running for mayor. But this is like the final stretch of it.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get his name. I gotta get his name because I loved him. But like we basically see he has people aiding him, and he gets reunited with Vanessa because he hasn't seen Vanessa because I guess this is coming off of him
Getting shot.
from Echo because they they established that they've spent time apart.
Right. So all the time he was in Echo, he was away from Vanessa. So that's to me, I'm thinking because obviously we're talking about these episodes. Vanessa and Kingpin aren't at odds with each other. They are very separated, like physically and emotionally. They're not seeing eye to eye throughout this, at least these two episodes, which I love. Um, and she did not like the fact that he was gone all this time. Obviously, he did get shot at the end of Hawkeye, and throughout the time Echo, he's been trying to obviously reconnect with her. So that's why he's been gone this whole time. That's why I kind of love the nuances. Like, oh, I tried to mentor somebody, it didn't go wrong, and there's like, did that person shoot you in the face? I'm like, oh. And then he just says, "The younger generation, what can you do?" I'm like, oh my god, like, who wrote this?
So Michael Gandolfini is in this show. So for all two of you that don't know, he's the son of James Gandolfini, the Tony Soprano. Um, I was very excited that he was going to be in the show. I was like, oh, okay. And he's not playing the character that I thought he was going to be playing, but I like his character. He's essentially like
he's a made up character for the show, right? Is he?
I don't remember.
I don't think he's a comic book character. I think he was made up for this show, if I'm not
I don't,
mistaken.
I don't know. But like I like that he's basically like a social media advisor for Kingpin, but he's not like a bubbling idiot. So
No.
like the main example that I think he's the opposite of is Sydney's agent in Scream 4. So where like she's doing all this stupid dumb shit just to get publicity. He is advising Kingpin in a way to get in with a lot of people, but like doing it through social media, and I like that. And so we see that Vanessa is kind of running. She's been running things, and she's, we always knew that they were like this, and she always had her hand. Now she's like, she's in there.
She's in
like she's in there, and you can kind of see
she's
like,
a queen pin.
Yeah. And you can kind of see, even if he's not directly showing, you can kind of see Kingpin does not love that. He does not love that at all. So I wonder if that's going to be something that comes back.
Yeah.
The Karen replacement sets up Matt on like a blind date, no pun intended, with this friend that she has or whatever, and they hit it off. I thought the girl was okay, the therapist or whatever. She's all right. We're gonna see more of her.
She is nice looking.
I thought she was all right. She didn't annoy me, and I think they have good chemistry with one another.
Yes, they do.
I might be missing a couple things, but I'm just gonna flash forward to where he finds out that Fisk is running for mayor, and he gives the speech. I think I was kind of right to where like he's gonna try to be genuine, but if somebody pisses him off, he's gonna push back.
Yeah,
but I don't think this is gonna be like
we get hints of that in the show.
Yeah, in episode 2
with the police commissioner. Yeah,
but I don't think this is gonna be Daredevil season 1 to 3 Kingpin running for mayor. I think this is gonna be somebody who has had things done to him, especially coming off Echo.
Right.
He's feeling some type of way after that. Just look at that show. There are scenes where he's being genuine. I miss our Sunday dinners.
Yeah.
I think, and I kind of like that. I like that it's a different version of Kingpin. He still got the same versions of him, but as a person, he's mostly changed. you know.
Yeah, or at least
And
he's trying to change.
yeah, he's trying,
to change.
you
Because you
know.
can see the little nuances in that if you push the wrong buttons, he will get there. So like I'm going back to the diner scene, right? So the way the diner scene ends, he
Well,
kind of
that's
smacks
where we're at now. So
yeah, he kind of smacks his hand on the table. That was one little thing. Is like it was kind of building up in him because of everything that they've been through together. But he's trying to be different, so he can't really go that far, you know.
So Matt finds out that he's running for mayor, and he goes to talk to him, and then we get the diner scene that we saw in the trailer. I thought this was excellent. I saw there were 17 minutes left. I thought this was going to be an entire 17-minute dialogue sequence, and I would have sat there for 17 minutes watching the fucking thing because Jesus Christ, these two, oh man, they're just excellent together.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they talk about their ideologies, you know, and they talk about what's been going on with them, and you slowly see, you know, they're trying so hard not to just verbally kill each other. They're trying so hard. Eventually, they're like, "Nah, fuck this shit. Listen to me, straight up. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and if you step out of line, I'm gonna fuck you up." And it's funny, Kingpin. Oh man, he has such a good line. He says, "It's funny. Who's this coming from? Matt Murdock."
Right.
I saw it. I said, oh.
But it's so funny because basically what Kingpin's goal is, he doesn't want vigilantes controlling.
Yes, things. I forgot about that.
He doesn't want vigilantes with controlling.
I like that.
And I'm sorry to say, I caught it. I don't know if anyone else caught it, but the fact that he said a guy in a spider costume was like, okay.
Yes. I was like, oh shit.
I said, did he basically say Spider-Man? He probably legally can't say Spider-Man, but the fact that he said a guy in a spider costume, like, all right, I like that.
Well, it's hilarious that one of the producers of the Disney Plus shows, they're like, yeah, we can't have Spider-Man in our shows because of the rights. The fuckers at Daredevil were like, all right, we can't have him. We're gonna name drop him, fuckers.
Yeah,
what are you gonna say now?
For sure. But like the fact he doesn't want vigilantes doing anything, and he tells Daredevil person, like, if you go back to your other activities, there will be consequences. And I'm like, oh man, this is like he's basically he wanted to bring up the Sokovia Accords. That's what he wants to do. He wanted to bring them motherfuckers back because he doesn't want these superpower beings controlling everything. He wants order. He wants
but this is the thing. I understand, you know, rights and all that. Just feel like it should have happened way sooner in the MCU because coming off the blip and the snap, it would have made sense that somebody would come in and be like, yeah, no, in the city of New York, I don't want vigilantes.
Right.
It's kind of stupid considering the fact that the Battle of New York happened in New York and you needed vigilantes. But, you know, Kingpin's gonna Kingpin.
Right.
Or maybe he's just like, no, I don't want my vigilantes in Hell's Kitchen. I'm tired of this shit.
Bro.
But I like this. I like this a lot. This is cool. When he said that, I was like, okay, I like that. You know, and that is going to be something, you know, I kind of wish. I don't think they're going to show up, but this kind of primes it for the Defenders to show up.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think with him implementing this and the Defenders showing up, I think that could be a really cool dynamic. You know, and I'm not saying, oh, they need to fight him. No. Kingpin is the kind of villain where, truthfully, the more he fights, the more I get annoyed. Right. He fights with his mouth, not his fists.
Right.
He only fights with his fists when it's absolutely necessary.
Right. Exactly.
His weapon, his most dangerous weapon is his words.
Yeah, for sure.
This man will make you cry on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And this man will piss you off with a single sentence as long as he knows you.
For sure.
But I thought this was very cool, and the episode ends with him getting elected as mayor, and we see Matt's reaction. I loved what they did with the lighting here. They show like Daredevil, like all red lighting, and you know, I thought that was neat. Episode 2. So just, you know, episode 1, I kind of felt like it was in their minds. It was like, oh, we have to do this. We have to resolve a lot of this stuff.
Yep. I was just about to say that. It felt like it's kind of the epilogue to the Netflix, and now we're going into the new age of Daredevil. That's why, like, I was thinking in my mind, like, that's why we had to have the Foggy death. That's why Karen up and left. Like, she come back for this, but like I said, we most likely won't see her again if she lives on the other side of the country. You know, Dex is locked up. And like the only person we have to deal with now that's a part of the Netflix stuff is Kingpin. And obviously Vanessa. That's the only characters that are involved from the original series that we have to deal with. Everything else is checked off out of the way. Now we have these new characters and we have this new thing going on. That's what we're about to do. And that's why I feel like why you liked episode 2 a lot more. Because episode 1 was kind of cleaning up not saying clean up the mess, but kind of cleaning up certain things so we can start the new story.
Yeah. So episode 2, I don't remember if it starts with the train station sequence.
I don't think so.
With White Tiger.
I think it does. I think it does start with that scene because I think we get the intro after that. If I'm not mistaken.
So we get this sequence. These cops. I don't know if we knew they were cops at the time.
Not at the moment because he just think it's thugs roughing up a guy that can't defend himself, so he goes to help him.
Yeah, so this dude is getting beat up, and this guy intervenes. He's like, "Come on, just leave him alone." And he keeps going and going, and he pulls him off, and he's like, "Oh, like we're cops, like chill." And they get into a skirmish, and he's trying to throw him off of him. He throws him off of him and throws him to a fucking train.
Well, no, that's not how it goes. So they're getting into the scuffle. The guy charges at him, and he dodges out the way.
But he was holding him, and then he threw him.
No, that's not what happened.
Yes, he was, bro. No, he was holding him, and he threw him off, and he stumbled into the train.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the scene. I thought he was running at him.
No,
and he dodged out the way.
They showed it in the trailer, bro.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. So I felt like they that's not how I played that. That's why, because if not, then he technically murdered him. So he should be. That's why.
No, but it's shot in a way to like he's holding him in like a lock or something, and it's like a way of escape. It's like, oh, get off of me, and then like he didn't know the fucking train was there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But we get the intro, and we cut to the dude in prison. And Matt is talking to some random lady, and he hears the cops beating him up in the cell, and he goes, "Oh, I'll let you know about whatever. I'll talk to you later." He goes in, and he's interrogating him. So basically, he's like, "Oh, are you sure you're like? There's nothing you're not telling me."
Right.
Listen to his heartbeat,
and it started beating faster. Obviously, he's lying about something.
He goes, "Oh, okay." So he goes back to the firm, and he's telling them like, "Oh, we're gonna investigate this dude," and they're going against him, but eventually they're like, "All right, let's go. We'll do it." So I guess I'll focus on Cherry and what is this lady's name? So I can stop calling her Karen.
I can't even think of what her name is. I'm trying to think of it because he kept saying her name every time. When he was with Heather, I remember Heather is in there. I remember Heather because that's the love interest, but I can't think of what her name is.
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Okay, so Kirsten
I think that's her name.
So Kirsten and Cherry, they go to I'm just gonna he's White Tiger. I'm just calling him White Tiger. So they go to White Tiger's wife's house or his house, I guess.
But that's where we get the reveal from, because Cherry is looking around the room and he finds a chest and it has his costume in it.
Yeah. And we go back and Matt goes like, "You failed to tell me that. What the fuck is wrong with you?" He goes,
"Right.
Oh yeah, but I didn't have my amulet or my suit.
Yep.
I was just fighting." Which I don't know anything about this character. So I didn't know he had powers until right now. Like I know, obviously the amulet gives him powers. I didn't know he had that
abilities. Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. I just thought he was a dude in a tiger suit, just like Black Panther is a dude in a panther suit,
right? Or Daredevil. Daredevil in a devil costume.
First of all, it's a shame that this actor passed away. He did pass away.
Yes.
I thought he was very good. He's very good. And I'm excited to see more of him. And it's just a shame that we can't get him past this first season.
Right.
But I think he is going to be a big part of the season because we have our first official, trial. Case.
Yep. It's going to be the trial for him.
And I don't think the whole show is going to be like this, but if the show is like this, so where we just have different cases while we're getting, the Daredevil Kingpin stuff, this is going to kind of prove my point that this is what She-Hulk should have been.
Yeah.
To me. because this is what I had wanted She-Hulk to be, just different cases, but the comedic aspect of it, this I'm okay with essentially just getting Law and Order, but MCU.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
If you guys didn't know, Law and Order is obviously Law and Order SVU for particular is one of my favorite shows. So if we're getting that type of vibe, that's all I kept feeling, that I'm watching like a Law and Order show. So I'm already into.
It felt like this. It felt like
so I'm into all of this. When you got the characters talking about certain things, and just the dialogue alone to me was just very interesting between.
It was very good, and this is why I like this episode more. It felt like it was way more laser focused on what it was trying to do. I was like, okay, that now we're moving. Kingpin stuff. So, what's this kid's name? Gandolfini's son's name in the show.
Daniel.
Daniel. Yeah. So Daniel gets this girl 5 minutes an interview and takes her phone.
She's a very important character.
So she sits down and she's like, Kingpin is like, oh, like what is your name? Her name is like BB. She was like, oh yeah, it's a family name. And he goes, yes, of course. Ben Aldridge's niece. I said, oh.
Yep. Ben
Aldridge's niece. Oh, okay.
Yep. Which it was funny because when she was this character was introduced, everybody thought it was his daughter. I'm like, no, if this connected to the Netflix series, he never had children, so that wouldn't make sense. So the fact that it's the niece makes more sense. Now I was gonna ask you this question: what are your thoughts on the mini segments they have of like her asking the people of New York certain things?
I like that. That was cool.
Yes,
it's weird that it looks like 1970s, but it's an aesthetic choice that I like, but when I seen that it popped up in episode 2, I was like, okay, I hope this keeps coming back. I like this.
I feel like it's gonna keep coming back,
and I hope it's a thing to where like we see like they're positive on him now. I hope that as the season goes on, they're like, no, get rid of him.
Everyone's perspective is going to change, especially let's say if Daredevil actually come back and actually start doing things, we might get different perspective of that. Because people ask, there was one where she asked like, "What do you think about Daredevil not being here?" Like, dang, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Then we get later in the season, they like, "Oh, Daredevil's back. Let's go," stuff like that.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, how do you feel? So we get season 3 of Daredevil, and he's not Daredevil. He's not wearing the costume.
Right.
Daredevil is not really there in terms of the eyes of the city. It's just somebody kicking ass.
Which I feel like this season will be like that as well. I feel like we're going to get Daredevil, but not as much as we think.
But what I'm saying is, in season 3, the city didn't really take an issue with that. Now they are. How do you feel about that? Like it wasn't a thing that was brought up in season 3. Now they're like, "Oh, where's Daredevil?" I don't know. I find that a little weird.
I think that's the MCU more, because we look at things like. Now I'm really thinking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man really has that feel about it. When Spider-Man's gone, you notice when he's gone. So when it comes to this, I don't know, and that's why I feel like does the blip take part in this, or was he retired as Daredevil in the first episode? Because remember when Foggy's talking about never want to give you a reason, was he not being Daredevil at that time, or was he being Daredevil at that time? That's my question. Is like,
this is why I was asking you when I was watching season 3. I was like, do they give you a reason as to why he's got the suit again? Because I found that weird watching the trailer. I was like, he just has the suit.
They don't. Obviously, if you watch the end of season 3, spoiler guys, if you haven't seen the end of season 3, he kind of just he stops being Daredevil again.
Which
stops being Daredevil. Which
that kind of
to me
doesn't off.
It doesn't make any sense.
The whole thing of season 3 is I'm not wearing the suit because what it stood for, it doesn't exist anymore. Which, I mean,
which at the end it kind of it does, but it doesn't, because we find out obviously the guy who was actually being Daredevil is not Daredevil. We find out that it wasn't him in the first place, but it was tainted. His image was tainted. So I don't know. That's what makes me. That's why I was confused of how is this connected, because. Why is he just now being Daredevil? But he's quit being Daredevil numbers of times. I mean, it's
truthfully, this is the real reason. Disney wanted to sell toys. Just say they wanted to sell toys.
For sure.
because they already
I
the
agree with
second
you.
episode, the episodes debuted last night. Hot Toys like fucking clockwork went on social media. Hey, look at our 8 scale Daredevil statue that we're releasing, which
And it
looks
probably looks
amazing.
fucking
Of
dope.
course,
And it probably looks fucking dope.
it
So,
does because
shit.
Hot Toys does excellent work.
Yes.
One day I will have one. I don't. I just
Yes.
don't have fucking. I barely have room for the shit I have now.
Yes. Collecting figures are insane.
It's just I don't know. I found it a little weird. I was like, I like the direction. The direction is fine, because that's why White Tiger is being White Tiger because there's no
Right.
Daredevil, and I like that.
Right.
And I kind of like how Daredevil, the devil, and then White Tiger. White symbolizes hope. I like that
Right.
idea. That's neat.
Right.
So Kingpin, they're doing a normal interview. I forgot what she says to him that he's like, all right, this interview's over. I forgot what
she asked about Vanessa, saying, well, we noticed that she's not very present when you're out doing things. Like he's mostly by himself. And then of course, he didn't take that lightly because he knows that Vanessa and him aren't seeing eye to eye. So I noticed that. So the scene where he wins, right, and he's very happy that we won, and Vanessa is in the other room. Like I'm talking about like far distance where they're seeing eye to eye, and he looks back and she's just gone. Like she just like kind of just disappears. And I kind of noticed. I said, "Uh-oh, like they not seeing eye to eye. Like she's clearly not happy with the decision that he wanted to go legit because she's actually been really enjoying running the illegal business that they've been doing. And the fact that he was gone, like he kind of abandoned her. So obviously we find out in this episode that, well, it wasn't this, it was last episode, the fact that she cheated on him.
Yes. Which
she
I
cheated
don't
on him.
love that. And
because it's funny because I'm watching the scene. I'm like, I know about Adam. I'm like, did I miss something? Like, who is this all of a sudden? I'm like,
I think Jeremy John said it. I was like, what? I was like, I definitely missed that. I don't love that at all, actually, because season 1 to 3, bro, this man flew her from wherever she was back safely just to have her. This man was moving her. They were moving her like, what was it, every 72 hours or something, just to make sure she was not found and arrested. So now you mean to tell me that woman cheated on him?
Right.
What?
It's so weird. I don't know. It was strange to me when I heard that.
The only thing I can think of is, she didn't blip, but he did, and she was attempting to move on because she thought he was dead or something. That is the only thing I can think of. But I don't see this show mentioning the blip. I don't.
No. Yes, that's where I'm confused on with the show, the timeline wise. Like, when does this actually take place? But like I said, when I did love the line where she's like, "Please don't kill him," and he's like, "Promise me." Like, all right, I promise I won't kill him. If Adam does show up, he's dead. I'm sorry, he's dead. If anyone knows Kingpin or Wilson Fisk, Vanessa is his Achilles heel. You mention her name, you're done.
I get it. It's to create tension between them, but there's already tension between them because Vanessa, like I said earlier, Vanessa has her hand in his business now. She's not the same person from season 3. She is established and on her own. She's trying to kind of make it to where like, I don't need you. I could do I could do this, and he does not like that. That is the tension already that you have between them. You don't need this. This feels like extra. Like you're kind of forcing the tension. It's like just let it play out.
It's also played within another twist. Obviously, later in the episode, we find out they're going to therapy, and who is the therapist? Ends up being Daredevil's girlfriend. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's kind of the little twist that that's why. And who obviously the therapist can't say anything because of confidentiality. Yep, and they most likely, I don't know. Daredevil always finds out a lot of stuff by his hearing, so who knows? Maybe he might just be walking past her office and hears Wilson Fisk's voice, like, what the hell? And just,
they need to listen. If he finds out that this is happening, it would be the ultimate fucking Uno reverse card if fucking Kingpin, like they're having, one of their signature conversations and Kingpin is sticking it to him and he whips out a line like some shit like, how's everything at home with the wife? Yo, could you imagine? Yo, this man's head's gonna explode, bro. He might actually break him in fucking half.
Yeah.
He might actually break him in half.
But
the Kingpin stuff. I like the Kingpin stuff in this episode. There's a scene where they're like stuck in traffic because of construction, and he goes. What?
I saw this. Is this the same bridge from No Way Home?
I don't know.
I was thinking of the Doc Ock and Spider-Man film. Like, is they trying to reference that this takes place at the same place? Like, is this why there's construction on this bridge because of the fight? But I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I don't know, because I was looking at the shot. I'm like, that looks like it was No Way Home, like the bridge scene where Doc Ock shows up. That's what that looks like. But I did like that he got out. I was like, hey, let's fix the hole. You have everything. I have, verified everything. You're approved. Fix it now. And it's like, I'm going to get things done.
I like the fact that, like, sure, you look at it on paper, it's like, yeah, he's putting on a show. But I mean, it's not in the case to where you look at it, it's like he's being fake. He's like, he's saying what makes sense. It'd be one thing if you look at it like, all right, bro, you're just trying to make yourself look good. It's like, no, he's being genuine. It's like, what are you guys doing, bro? Just fucking fix it.
Well, for one, he wants to get the fuck out of traffic with everyone else. He actually has the power to do something. He's not just some random civilian. He's the mayor. So if he's, telling you to do it and it helps his image, yeah, do it. I do like the fact that he doesn't really knows. He's trying to figure out how it is to become mayor, and his people are trying to tell him, you're just now learning. You're trying to do everything too fast. You do everything too fast, it's not going to be good for you. They basically just tell him to ride it out.
So they go to this funeral. I forgot who it was for. It wasn't Foggy's, but it was somebody else's funeral.
It was for a cop. I think it's this. If I'm not mistaken, the same cop that got killed, right?
In the bar with Bullseye.
No, the cop that got killed by.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they go to this funeral, and the commissioner comes up to him. Man, he doesn't like that he's mayor, and there's a really good line. He was like, "Oh, do you remember this mayor from like 1987? His run was only like a month. I want your run to last less than that." Yeah. I was like, "That's a really good line."
Damn.
That was a really good line. And this is the thing that I really like that they're doing with Kingpin. Kingpin's just standing there taking it. And he's like, you see it in his face. He's like,
he said, what are we going to do about this?
he's standing there. He's trying not to kill him. But I like the fact that we're seeing that he's got some restraint on him. He's like, I have an image to keep, but I also kind of want to do things not by the book, but in a way that makes sense, not just aggression. I like that.
Right.
So we flash forward, and there's a scene. I loved this. This was so perfectly written. I said, yes, this is the first scene in this show to where I'm like, yes, this is like right out of Netflix. Perfect. The commissioner walks in, and Kingpin's talking to him about, he gives him his resignation. He's talking to him about Philly. He goes, oh, Philadelphia has the best cheesesteaks, doesn't it? Geno's, that's the place everyone likes. But I actually found the best one right outside of West Philly. It's this random place. It's delicious. And he lifts the wrapper to show him, and it's a picture of his wife and his kid that I guess nobody knows about. And you see the fucking look in his face. And I was like, oh, I was like, yes.
And it's like, that's when you push the wrong buttons. It's like, I can revert back to my old ways. You forgot who I am.
No, he flipped that fucking switch so fast. He said, let's take a look. The extra pay that the cops are going to get, that's not happening. And he's like, all this stuff. He's like, that's not happening. That's not happening. Now get the fuck out of my office. Basically, it's like, yes. So the episode ended where they're going after the witness, the sole witness from the opening, And Matt goes, he's like, listen, they're gonna kill you. Oh no. Well, he goes there to ask them to testify, and they're like, he's like, no, because like I killed a cop, or like I witnessed a cop killing. Like they're gonna come after me. And he goes, bro, you're going to save this dude's life. He's like, no. So the cops come after him, and he lets him escape. I want to know how far this dude actually got.
Because well, if I'm not mistaken, it's only these two cops that actually showed up. So I don't think they have backup. But he did call Cherry, was like, hey, come to this area. The guy is going to be.
He's like, I have
so he tells him saying, hey, there's a guy waiting for you. Go there. So if he was smart, he would actually listen to his direction and not just run off.
So Matt hears them coming in, and they come in and they're like, oh, where is he? He's like, oh, it's a shame. My witness was just here. Now he's gone. Right. And they proceed to mess with him. Oh,
which they know he's the lawyer because he's representing White Tiger. Because the cop was like, you're that lawyer. He's like, yeah, I am.
And they proceed to mess with him. They keep fucking with him and fucking with him and fucking with him.
They was beating the shit out of him.
And
I just messing with him.
And just like, I kind of love how, I don't remember if these two scenes take place back to back, but I do love, if they did, I love the fact that we see Kingpin, he's being normal, you push the wrong button, he flips the switch, and it's a wrap. And they do the same thing with Daredevil in this scene. If you fuck with him enough, he will flip that switch and fuck you up. And that is exactly what happened. He absolutely demolished these two dudes. Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, I can't believe he bent his arm and the blood came out. Bro, what he does to the dude at the end of the fight was more brutal than that.
Yeah.
He fucking punched him and he went, oh my God.
His neck snapped on the floor and he's dead. And it's so funny because I'm sitting here, I'm like, and Matt not really, he killed him. He's dead. He's D-U-D.
He's cooked. But I love how he puts the glasses on to try to I kind of perceived it as like, oh, that didn't happen. Like, what just happened? And then he realizes it and he screams.
Yeah.
And it just ends.
Yeah.
And what it had me thinking of was Daredevil season 3. He says something like, basically, oh, a primal scream is like relaxing, soothing.
Yeah.
And that happens. I was like, that's amazing. I love that. Yep. And it ended. I was like, okay, I like that.
Yes.
Again, episode 2 to me felt, like it had that oomph. I just think my negatives are like the Karen and Foggy replacements. I don't really love them, and the stuff with his girlfriend is kind of just like, okay, I guess. Hopefully they give her a little more oomph and a little more meat. But
I mean, we kind of find out more about it. We find out she written a book. She had a book signing, which, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that asks, so there's a guy that comes up to her and said, "Hey, are you taking any patients?" I think that's Muse, which is the serial killer.
Yeah, that was Muse
that uses the blood. I believe that's him. Which that kid is from Wednesday. He plays Wednesdays. I guess you could say love interest in that show, and he's kind of freaky in that show too. He has a freaky look to him. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that is Muse. Which, if that is, they picked the perfect guy to do it because he does look creepy as hell. But yeah. So I guess we do get a lot for her. We get a little bit of her to do, like the fact that she is the therapist of Vanessa and Fisk. I guess I do like their chemistry. I do like Matt and her chemistry. I do like their chemistry. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do within the rest of the show. I guess I will say, my niggas, I kind of wish I would have seen the costume again, but like I said, we're gonna get that sooner or later. So.
I'm not asking for that because I had a whole season where he didn't have it, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
As long as it's interesting, I don't care. I don't need him. You could just show him kicking ass in his regular little civilian clothing,
and clearly we saw it.
Yeah. I'm very excited for what's coming next. We have 7 episodes left.
Yes, because only 9 episodes.
Yeah, we will be talking about them every week that we have Nerd Talk. No, not every Nerd Talk moving forward will be only Daredevil. I wanted to we had a space to where we could have delayed the Mission Impossible stuff, and I was like, you know what, we're both excited for it. Let's make it a big, thing. And I'm glad we did. Yeah, like I said, it's also a good start. I have my issues with episode 1. Episode 2, I think, kind of brought a lot of that, home, and I'm excited to see where we go next.
I'm excited. I love the direction. I love that we're actually about to do it. We're about to do another trial. It won't probably be as interesting as the Punisher trial, but it's going to be an interesting trial. Which I do think it's not just going to be one episode. This might expand it to 2 episodes because of the way things are playing out. I'm ready to see what they do about this witness. How they're going to do this. What will Daredevil realize that if I'm not mistaken, he killed both of them guys. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I mean,
we definitely killed one.
Yeah, so now he has to face the fact that he actually finally killed someone. So someone like Frank Castle could confront him and say, "Yeah, I actually did it, and it didn't help me at all. I'm fucking fucked up now that I killed these people." Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in direction. I'm kind of wish I could binge the show. Like, I kind of wish I can binge it. Even though I don't mind waiting week to week, I kind of want to binge the show.
Yes, but I think so far they're doing a good job at making it to where, we finished it and we're like, okay, we're excited for next week. It's not a case with these shows to where it's like, okay, I finished it. All right, let me go do what I got to do for the rest of my day. No, like I felt that way with episode 1. When episode 1 ended, I was like, okay. But episode 2, when it ended, I literally, when he yelled and it cut to black, I said, that's it. Literally.
Yep. I agree. I got to this like, oh shit. I gotta wait till next week. Damn. So
but it's good. It's good.
Sure.
I've seen people say, "Oh, I'm not watching this. This doesn't, this kind of sucks." I'm like, no, it doesn't suck. We've seen this sucks in the MCU. Please, sure. I think for what this show is supposed to be, I think it's doing a very good job so far.
I agree,
and I think I do think it's gonna get better as the weeks go, and if it gets to that point of like peak, I mean, I gotta commend them. And truth be told, this is how season 3 started for me of Daredevil, to where I wasn't really feeling it that much, and then it got better. It got way better.
Yep.
So
for sure.
we still haven't even seen some of the best shit. All that amazing action stuff, we haven't really seen that yet.
Right.
We haven't seen the Punisher. That's what I'm waiting for.
Right.
That's what I'm excited. We haven't seen Moose. We haven't seen, I remember like scenes where like a crime robbery is happening or some shit. We haven't seen any of that shit yet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we haven't gotten yet, and I'm very excited. Just be fucking patient. This is not our first rodeo in terms of a show with the MCU. Just be fucking patient, bro. Please.
So we get obviously episode 3, then episode 4, but 5 and 6, if I'm not mistaken, we getting both of those episodes at the same time. So that week, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, because if it's
doing both. We're not gonna. So like, just to clarify, when we're gonna be talking about these episodes, before we're doing nothing but fucking watch alongs up until Dead Reckoning probably, or the Final Reckoning. But we're just like we did House of the Dragon. Just talk about it, briefly. No longer than like 15 minutes. It's not gonna be like this to where we spend fucking nearly 90 minutes talking about it.
Right.
But I want to make an effort to talk when we get TV shows that matter. I want to make an effort to talk about them.
For sure, for sure.
I don't do it often.
Yeah, and for me, I do believe this is worth people's time, especially if you did watch the original Daredevil series. You're gonna get the same vibe from that series. Yes, it's not, the cinematography might be a little different. You get more visual effects, special effects when it comes to Daredevil movements, stuff like that, but it's still the same. Feels the same, at least to me. Like I said, you get Charlie Cox back, you get Vincent D'Onofrio back. They do, like I said, you do get mentions of the original series. The fact that Fisk says to BB, was like, I knew him once, talking about Ben Urich, and the fact that you know him, you fucking killed him. So like,
I said that too. I was like, oh yeah, he knows him, all right.
Yeah, like,
but I don't think she knows that,
bro. No, of course she doesn't. No one knows that Fisk killed Ben Urich, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, I mean, the scene in the diner kind of really solidified me as this show is going to be really good. It felt like I was watching Michael Mann's Heat in that sequence. But like I say, even that conversation was like, well, you tried to kill me a lot of times. Like, well, you tried to kill me too. It's like, no, I never tried to kill you. I tried to put you in jail, but that's all I've done. It's like, okay, yeah, there's a history, and we know that history. Now, does it stand alone on its own? I do believe it does, but I think it helps if you watch those original series. So, like all the stuff with Vanessa, all the stuff with, you know, the opening of the show, it won't hit you when Foggy dies if you haven't watched those 3 seasons. So, when it happens, it's just his friend got shot. You don't feel that emotion from the characters because you didn't watch the other show. And the fact that Bullseye does it, you don't even know if that's who that is if you didn't watch season 3. So, but yeah, you got any more thoughts before we close it out?
No, man.
All right, you guys. If you guys have watched Daredevil Born Again episodes 1 and 2, let us know what you guys thought about it. Spoiler heavy. You guys want to spoil it? Go ahead and spoil it. Just spoiler review. Let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. I've seen actually people that have watched the full series, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen people review and they've watched it all. I'm like, wow, okay.
They did. And I mean, critics can do what they want to do. They want to put out content, fine. I just think people should take the Sean Chandler mentality of it. So he put out a tweet basically saying, I purposefully only watched the first 4 episodes because I wanted to experience the last 5 with fans for the first time.
Right. Which is the best way to go. Because if you already know everything, you kind of have to hold it in for the first, you have to hold it in for the rest of the time.
7 weeks.
Yeah, that's a long time to hold something in. Yeah, that's a long time. So, but yeah, if you guys watched the show, let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and move on to our final topic today. And of course, that is physical media. I have 2 things for physical media. I don't know how many you have. 3. I guess I'll go first as I have the least. The first thing I picked up From Dusk Till Dawn. I've been looking for this Blu-ray for a really long time. Which I'm not mistaken. This is getting a 4K soon too. Did they announce a 4K for this? I don't know, but
that's one of those joints. So
it's a Miramax joint too as well. But if they do, it's okay. I'm gonna stick with the Blu-ray. Obviously, there's only one main reason why I bought this. If you know, you know. But yeah. I did buy that, and of course, I finally picked it up. I did pick up Wicked on 4K. I end up getting the slipcover because the steelbook is gone, but I do like the slip, and I'm ready to watch this movie on 4K.
I want that slip. I want to double dip on it. So I really only got 2 things, but one of these things has a funny story. So first thing, AJ sent me Sherlock, the first season. This is the BBC Benedict Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman, little joint. I think he bought the entire series or something on Blu-ray. He forgot he had this, so he was like, "Do you want this?" I was like, "I mean, sure." Another Blu-ray, and it's free. I'll watch this if I get bored. I don't know. It's something to have. I'm not mad that I have it.
Man, you got it for free.
Yeah. The second thing I got is the 4K steelbook of Akira. Nice. I don't want to take this out the protector, but it is glossy and shiny. It looks so beautiful. I love this movie. I haven't seen it since I first saw it, but it is a very good anime movie, very iconic, and I think it set the what am I trying to say? It kind of set the barrier for what anime should be. I think this movie, it's a very important movie. I loved it. It's a very good movie. The last thing you sent me, it's a weird story. This is not new, but he sent me the Vinegar box set for Censor. So for those that don't know, Censor came out in 2022. This was my favorite movie of 2022. I love this movie. I already had this movie. I just had the regular slip. I just had this. But basically, he was trying to get me a Christmas gift, and he accidentally put this version in his cart and accidentally bought it. So he knew that I had wanted. He knew that I had wanted this box, so he sent me the box. And I was like, oh.
So you just got the box, not the movie itself.
I have the movie.
No, I'm saying you
No,
since
yeah,
you already
he
had it.
sent me. Yeah, he
Right.
sent me
That's
the
why.
box.
Okay. Right. So
He kept the Blu-ray.
right. Okay. Right. Right.
So I love this set. I think this set is phenomenal. I love the art on this. It's
The box art is
a
nice.
hard box.
Nice.
I love the back, and I love how this slip cover. It's
That Vinegar Syndrome.
it's two different posters of the Video Nasties. If you know what Video Nasties are, and the the censor, and then the Blu-ray is just the poster, which I love this. Fucking love this poster. I love it. Um, but yeah, I'm very happy to have this, because when I ordered the Blu-ray originally, this is what I thought I was getting, and it was only the fucking case. So you know, 2 years later, but hey, waiting is waiting. But I'm very happy that he sent me this. Yeah, another piece of physical media that's my favorite movie of that year.
Nice.
It's a little weird. I don't know. I forgot what my favorite movie of 2023 was. I think it was John Wick, Chapter 4. Or was that 2024? No, that was 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they'll come out with another elaborate edition of John Wick Chapter 4, and I'll buy it. I'll be like, hey, I got this. Yeah, that's all I got. I was gonna get Craven, but Amazon took forever to ship it, so I canceled it. Maybe I'll get that Steelbook, maybe, because I do like it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So yeah, that ends our live stream today. So you got any things you want to add?
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
So I know we said it last week, but next week we promise will be the start of the Mission Impossible watch along series. We'll be doing a watch along for the original Mission Impossible released in 1999, 90? No,
96.
95, 96. I knew it was 90s. 1996 Mission Impossible. I'm very excited for that.
It's about to be 30 years next
Yeah.
year. Wow.
In terms of my page, I might review Mickey 17. It depends on if it doesn't end up disappointing me, but we'll see. If it's the level of quality I think it's gonna be, I'm probably just not even gonna bother. Don't hold your breath, but I was thinking about making a post reviewing the original Daredevil series, just because to celebrate Born Again coming out. Also because I watched 3 whole seasons of television. I don't want to just sit on my hands. It's like I kind of want to make
a post
a
about
big deal out of it. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. Whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yes, sir. I got no updates. Like I said, I'm still working on my Blu-ray collection video. Been having a lot of issues with that video. At this point, I might be uploading it in separate video. Might not be one long video. I might
look. That's what Luke did.
I might cut it up because I have all the footage. Well, most of the footage. I still need to record one last part, but I might be uploading it in separate parts. I'm thinking about doing that, which I didn't really want to do, but it looked like that might be the plan. But we'll see what's going on. As I'm trying to get that video at least by April. We'll see. Because obviously I'm buying physical media, and this is not even a part of the fucking collection. So, but we'll see what happens, man. When it comes to Blu-ray hunt videos, I don't know. I really haven't been in the mood to buy movies. My Walmart has been trash when it comes to new releases anyway. I had to go to another Walmart on the other side of town to even see new releases. So I don't know if I want to be doing all that trying to search for new releases. So I don't know what's going on when it comes to the content on my channel. I need to get back and doing reviews, trailer reactions, stuff like that. We'll see what happens. But I really haven't really been in the mood for real. I've been enjoying just doing Nerd Talk and maybe uploading an occasional video, but I've been enjoying this break. I'm not even gonna lie. Been enjoying it. So, but that's the only updates I got, you guys. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you guys are new to the channel, this is the first time you're checking out Nerd Talk, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. I forgot what number
we're at 265.
Come on, let's get to 300, guys.
Thank you to everybody, because I know when we went live for Brave New World last week, that is not what the number was at. So thank you to everyone who popped out from Brave New World. Let's keep that number going. Let's set 275 by the time we get to the Dead Reckoning Part 1 watch along.
I like 275. I like that. We're trying to get 300. Let's get 300.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
But yeah, thank you guys all you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for all you guys for checking us out. We appreciate it. We love giving you guys content. We love entertaining you guys. We love giving you guys the most knowledge we know about these certain topics and stuff like that. So so hope you guys have a great night. Watch Daredevil. You guys have not watched it. If you guys have watched the stream, clearly you guys have been spoiled. But just watch the show. It's really good. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, and we're out on this one. Peace out.